In the last session we discussed about the number system. In that we discussed about the natural numbers, whole numbers and integers, and how to find the LCM and the HCF by using the prime division method. And in this session we are going to discuss the representation of integers on a number line. Here, if you open your textbook in the page number 2, we have this concept. Now we are going to discuss this one, which is representation of integers on the number line. And the next concept, which is representation of integers on the number line. How do you represent integers on the number line? So you need to represent integers on the number line. First you have to draw the number line first. So draw the number line, and after that you need to mark the numbers on this number line. For that you need to know what is meant by the integers. Before session we discussed what are integers. Integers are nothing but the negative numbers, 0 and the positive numbers together we call it as an integers. Or we can define, if you add negative numbers to the whole numbers, we will get the integers. So here, what is there here? 0. And you know that the positive numbers we have to write to the right side of the 0. So write it here 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. And to the left of the 0 we need to write the negative numbers, which is -1, -2 and -3. Now this is a representation of integers on the number line. Like this we need to represent the integers on the number line. Now if you add two integers, in which side we need to go to the number line? If you add two, if you subtract two integers, how do you go to the number line? Let us see by taking the few examples here. Let us consider 4 plus 3 and let us consider 4 plus of -3. Here what we have done? Here we took two integers. You know that 4 and 3 are two integers, and here we are added the positive integer, and here we are added the negative integer. Same numbers we took here, 4 plus 3, which are the positive integers. Here we added here what we have added here, the positive number we have added here, and here what we have added the negative number. So if you take these two examples, let us consider how to represent this one on the number line. Now if you want to represent this one on the number line, you need to go to the first number. What is the first number here? 4. So go here, first number, which is 4, right? And after that here plus is there. You know that if you are adding any number, the number will be increasing. So here you know that 4 after 5 you will get 5. So what you are doing here, the number will be increasing. The number is increases, in which side we need to go? To the right side of the 0 we need to go. So here 4, go to the 4, and after that, since plus 3 is there, you need to move 3 steps to the right of the number line. So here at this point, extend the number line and write few more numbers. So what we need to do? First you need to go to the first number, which is 4. Since we are adding a positive number, you need to go to the right side of the number line. How many steps you need to move here? 3 steps. So at this point move 3 steps, 1, 2, 3. So what will be the answer here? 7. So here, while you are adding a positive integer, in which side we are going to the number line? Right side of the number line we are moving, right? And if you are adding the negative number here, in which side we need to move? We need to move to the left side of the number line. The same thing here, 4. Since here -3 is there, you need to move to the left side of the number line. How many steps you need to move here? 3 steps. So at this point move 3 steps, 1, 2, 3. Since we are going in this direction, mark arrows in this way. So what will be the answer here? 1. So if you are adding a positive integer, we are going to the right side of the number line, and if you are adding a negative integer, you are going to the left side of the number line. This is about the addition of integers. Now let us see about the subtraction of the integers. So here, next one. Again draw the number line. and mark the numbers 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, -1, -2, -3, -4. Here let us consider -4. The same examples I am taking here. 4 minus of -3, and here 4 minus of +3. Here before example what we have added a positive integer and we have added a negative integer. Here what we are doing, we are subtracting a positive integer and we are subtracting a negative integer. What we will get here? If you subtract a negative integer here, you know that minus into minus is always plus, and before this one you know that plus into plus is always plus, right? Minus into minus is also plus, and after that plus into minus is minus, minus into plus is again minus. That means if the two symbols are same, we will always add, and if the symbols or if the operations are different, we need to subtract the numbers. Now here 4 minus of -3, what we are doing here, we are subtracting a negative integer. Since we are subtracting a negative integer, in which direction we need to move? We need to move to the right side of the number line. So here what is the first number, which is 4, and since we need to move to the right side of the number line, now see the next number. What is the next number? We are taking here 3, so we need to go here 3 steps. So 1 and after that 2, 3. What are the numbers? 5, 6, 7. So what will be the answer here? 7. Here what we need to do, if you subtract a negative integer, you need to go to the right side of the number line, and if you are subtracting a positive integer, we need to go to the left side of the number line. So at this point 4, you need to move to the left side. How many steps? 3 steps. 1, 2, 3. So what will be the answer here? 1. So what we have discussed up to now, representation of integers on the number line. If you want to represent integers on the number line, first you need to draw the number line. After that you have to place 0 at the center. To the right side of the 0 you have to represent the positive numbers. To the left side of the 0 you need to represent the negative numbers. And after that we discussed about the addition of the integers and the subtraction of integers on a number line. And if you are adding a positive integer, you need to go to the right side of the number line. If you are adding a negative integer, you need to go to the left side of the number line. Similarly, if you are subtracting a negative integer, you are going to the right side of the number line. And if you are subtracting a positive integer, you need to go to the left side of the number line. This is about the representation of integers on the number line. Now see the next one. So what is the next one given here? Additive inverse. What is meant by additive inverse? Additive inverse is nothing but if you consider any integer. So here let us consider 2. Let us consider 2 and let us consider -2, which is a positive integer and which is a negative integer. And here additive inverse, what the additive inverse says here, you need to add one number such that you have to get the result as 0. And which number we are adding here, that number will be the additive inverse of the given number. Similarly here also we need to add one number such that you have to get the result as 0. Consider few more numbers, which is -5 plus the same thing, you need to get the result as 0. Which number we are adding here, that number will be the additive inverse of the given number. Which number you need to add it here so that you are getting the result as 0, which is nothing but -2. Because you know that 2 minus 2 is 0. So what we need to do, just we need to change the symbol. What the number is given, that number you need to change the symbol so that you will get the additive inverse of the given number. Since here -2 is given, what is the additive inverse of -2? Which is +2. And here what is the additive inverse of -5? Which is +5. Because here while adding these two numbers you are getting the result which is always 0. This one we call it as an additive inverse. What is meant by additive inverse? Additive inverse is nothing but if you consider any integer, you need to add one integer such that if the result is 0, that integer will be the additive inverse of the given number. Let us consider one number which is minus 100. What is the additive inverse of minus 100? Which is plus 100. What is the additive inverse of a? Which is minus a. Okay, what is meant by the additive inverse? Just we need to take the number such that the result must be equal to 0. Now the next one they have given properties of integer under addition. Here now we are going to discuss about the properties of the integers. So now we are going to discuss about the properties of the integers under addition. Now see here what the first property says here under addition. Here now first we are going to discuss under the operation addition. After that we are going to discuss under subtraction, and after that we are going to discuss under multiplication. And in that the first one is the closure property. What the closure property says under addition of the integers. Here in the closure property you need to take two integers, and if you add those integers the result should be an integer. Then we can say that the closure property holds good under the properties of the integer. For that you need to take two integers. Let us consider 2 plus 3, and let us consider minus 2 plus 3 and minus 2 minus 3. And after that if you consider these numbers here, let us check whether the answer is an integer or not. If the result is an integer, answer is nothing but the result. If the result is an integer, we can say that the closure property is holds good under addition of the integers, otherwise it is not. Now check it here, what is the value of 2 plus 3 which is 5, and what is the value of minus 2 plus 3 which is 1, and what is the value of minus 2 minus 3 which is minus 5. And you know that all these are integers. So if you took any two integers, we are getting the result is also an integer. So we can say that the closure property holds good under addition of the integers. In terms of the variable, we can state this one as, if you consider a and b as integers, you can say that a plus b is also an integer. This is about the closure property, and the next property is the commutative property. The second property, which is commutative property. What the commutative property says here, consider two numbers, and if you change the order you have to get the result as same. Then we can say that the commutative property holds good under addition of integers. That means you need to consider two integers. Let us consider two integers 3 plus 2. Since we are talking about the addition, we took the operation here addition. Now here what we are saying, in case of the commutative property we need to change the order. Here we took as 3 plus 2. After changing this one, you need to write in place of 2 plus 3 plus 2 as 2 plus 3. Now you need to check both of the results. If the results are same, we can say that the commutative property holds good under addition of the integers. So here let us consider this one. What is the value of 3 plus 2 which is 5, and you know that what is the value of 2 plus 3 which is 5. So we can say that here these two are same. You can say that 3 plus 2 is equal to 2 plus 3. Right? So what it states here, the commutative property here, if you consider any two integers, what it states here, a plus b must be equal to b plus a. This property we call it as a commutative property under addition of integers. So in case of the variables you can write a plus b is equal to b plus a. This is about the commutative property. And the next property they have given, which is the associative property. So here see the next property, which is the associative property. here. Before we discussed about the closure property and the commutative property. In both of these properties we took only two integers here. In case of the associative property we need three integers. Let us consider three integers. Let us consider it as A, B, C. And what it states, the associative property states here, A plus of B plus C is equal to A plus B plus C. This property we call it as an associative property. Here what we are doing here, we are adding the second and the third number, and the result we are adding to the first number. And here what we are doing, we are adding the first and the second number, and the result we are adding to the third number. And if both the results are same, we can say that the associative property holds good under addition of the integers. Let us consider few examples here. Take 1, 2 and 3. Let us consider three numbers. Now check whether this condition holds good or not. So here what we need to check here, we need to check 1 plus 2 plus 3 is equal to 1 plus 2 plus 3. Whether it is true or false, we need to check it. So here what is the value of 2 plus 3, which is 5. So what is the value of 1 plus 5, which is 6. Similarly here, what is the value of 1 plus 2, which is 3, and plus 3 is there. You are getting the result as 6. Since here you can observe that both the results are same, we can say that the associative property holds good under these numbers. So what we need to check? If you have considered three integers, you need to check whether this property holds good or not. If this property holds good, we can say that the associative property holds good under addition of the integers. Now, see the last one, which is the additive identity. What the additive identity says here, if you consider any number, right, you need to add, or if you consider any integer, since we are talking about the integers, you need to add one number such that you have to get the same number as the result. Consider here minus 2 plus, you have to get the same number what we have took earlier, and here consider few more numbers, 5 plus this one, you have to get the same number. Which number you need to add it here such that you are getting the same number, which is nothing but you know that if you add 0 to any number you will get the same number. So this 0 we call it as an additive identity. So what is the additive identity of integers? 0 is called the additive identity of integers. What the additive identity says here, if you consider any integer, you need to add one number such that you have to get the same number as the result. That number we call it as an additive identity, and you know that if you add 0 to any number you will always get the same result. So we can say that 0 is called the additive identity of integers. This is about the properties of integers under addition. In the next session we are going to discuss about the multiplication of integers.